Lexie, whether it's diving on the floor, tipping balls out for rebounds, all of the little things that you do to impact this game, how do you describe the desire in you right now?
I mean, we want to win. We want to keep playing. We want another game in Vegas, so we're fighting for it. We don't want our season to end.
The Indiana Fever, missing 6 key players including Caitlin Clark, just handed the Las Vegas Aces their harshest playoff reality check. Lexie Hull made sure the sting was unforgettable, especially for Io Wilson. With Aaliyah Boston chaining Wilson on defense and Kelsey Mitchell raining buckets, the Fever rose like warriors. Nobody outside Indiana's loyal fans believed this battered roster could stand toe-to-toe with the 2-time champs. Yet here they are, dragging the Aces into a win-or-go-home Game 5 with the finals on the line. And the best part? Lexie Hull didn't just battle on the court. She dismantled Wilson's post-game tantrum, humiliating the so-called MVP, and proving the Fever will never bow to the league's favorites.
You've got the momentum right now. You close it out and force that Game 5. What are the most important things here in the fourth quarter?
Keeping them off the free throw line, knocking down shots, and just sticking to our scout. I think we've done a pretty good job of that so far, but just keep it going for 10 more minutes. Thank you.
What happens when the whole basketball world writes you off? ESPN dismissed them. Odds makers called it a mismatch. The Aces laughed at the idea of being challenged. But the shorthanded, bruised, and battered Indiana Fever refused to follow that script. This wasn't just another playoff game. It was survival. And they played like a team with nothing left to lose.
You've been in a back-against-the-wall situation just the last round where you had to win 2 games in a row. Just what's the mindset kind of going into this game?
No, I mean, it's desperation. And it's not a reckless desperation. It's just a desperation in terms of the urgency that you have to play with. We have been in these situations. We've been in lots of different situations throughout the course of the season. And our players understand what we have to do. We have to leave it all out on the floor.
Picture this. A 6 seed dragging half a roster of healthy bodies into battle against the star-studded, trophy-filled Aces. Vegas strutted into Gainbridge Fieldhouse, expecting an easy closeout. Instead, they walked straight into a storm. By the final buzzer, Indiana had flipped the entire narrative and delivered one of the gutsiest playoff wins in franchise history.
This is a way of getting your game pick. Oh, do they do it again today and end this thing? 3, 2, 1.
Yes!
That's not an answer. 3, 2, 1.
The Fever haven't lost back-to-back games, right?
The Fever have never lost consecutive games at home in the postseason. And one other thing, let's show Steph White very quickly. Our incredible researcher, Jenny, went through the tape and found that when Steph White wears her red leather jacket, I do believe we have some video of that, they are undefeated. Okay. A perfect 4-0. Does that change your mind at all? Is that your pick?
Yeah. Let's just go with it.
You're going Fever?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I can't. Drea, make a pick. You haven't done it.
I'm struggling.
Make a pick.
I'll tell you what.
Do it now. Do it now.
I'm going to go with the Aces. Okay. We'll decide.
The adversity didn't stop at injuries. A veteran bailed mid-season to join Phoenix, leaving the locker room thinner. Officiating had been lopsided for weeks, making every game an uphill climb. Yet Indiana never quit, already facing their 3rd elimination game of the postseason. The Fever played like a team that simply refused to die.
I can't even lie. After the last game, I thought the Fever were done. I didn't know if they had any more fight in them. They looked tired. They looked kind of beat up. And somehow they come out today in their Stranger Things jerseys, which, by the way, I think have magical powers. They come out in their Stranger Things jerseys and beat the Aces. And they beat the Aces even with Asia scoring 31 points, I believe it was, playing so much more efficiently than last game. And somehow they come out and win this game with their backs against the wall, win or go home game, and force a Game 5 against the Aces.
Execution was everything. Indiana protected the ball, chased every rebound, and defended with discipline. Vegas grew frustrated as every mistake fueled Fever momentum. Then came the defining moment. Becky Hammon burned a timeout she didn't have. The whistle, the technical, the stunned faces. It was clear. Indiana was no longer under pressure. Vegas was.
Now they're going back to Vegas, but at this point in time, how do you ever bet against the Fever? They've had 18 players play on this team this year because of all of the injuries that they have. And they have hardship contract players that they signed a month ago who are starting for them. Like, it's just kind of, it's really just wild at this point. I don't even know how to predict Game 5. They could really pull it off. Could you imagine they go to the finals? I mean, I guess stranger things have happened.
This wasn't luck. It wasn't a fluke. It was toughness, composure, and belief from a team everyone counted out. Indiana didn't just extend the series. They stood one step from their first finals in a decade. While Boston and Mitchell earned praise, Aaliyah Wilson threw another tantrum, playing the victim instead of showing grace in defeat.
But Aaliyah did say I have a special whistle. And she shot 13 today. She said that to you? Yeah. Yeah. She said the last game I had a special whistle, which is cool.
Let's be real. Why the Aces suddenly cry about officiating after 3 straight games of being spoon-fed soft whistles? That's pure hypocrisy. From game 1, it was a Fever paying the price with questionable calls. Every time Boston fought for position, foul. Every time Mitchell fought through defense, whistle. And who benefited? Vegas.
You're looking at that box score and wondering what's really standing out to you there.
I was just looking at the fouls. Like, Liz had 5, Jackie had 5, Chelsea had 5. And that's very interesting to me because I'm not saying we don't foul. Yeah, we foul here and there, but that's very interesting.
Those freebies padded Wilson's stats and fueled the Aces' rhythm. But in Game 4, when the Fever finally earned their own whistles by attacking the rim, Vegas acted like the sky was falling.
For Becky, certainly felt like a differently officiated game than other parts of the series. I think we had more defensive 3 seconds today than any other part of the playoffs. I just wonder how you felt about the overall flow of the game.
Well, they shot 34 free throws and we shot 11. Next question.
The funniest part? Becky Hammond's frustration built all night. Every Boston bump sent her arms flying in mock disbelief. By the post-game presser, she didn't break down the game, she just snapped. They shot 34 free throws. We shot 11. Next question. No talk of execution. No accountability. Just irritation that the whistle finally swung the other way.
I got to go back and look at the tape, but it seemed like there was a lot of grabbing and holding down there. That got called one way. Anything else? I did appreciate it was a little tighter called, but tighter on both ends would have been nice.
Here's the truth. Indiana's free throws weren't gifts. They came from strategy. Boston sealed deep, Mitchell and Sims drove hard, and guard attacked the rim. That's how you earn trips to the line. Vegas, meanwhile, settle for jumpers. If you don't attack, you don't get calls. Simple math. Wilson complaining about Boston's whistles is pure irony. She's been living off them all series.
There were so many other plays where it felt like Asia was bullying other players on the Fever. And I want you to watch this play here with Lexie Hull. She's standing her ground. She's trying to down screen and Asia just chucks her to the ground. Now there was no whistle there and you can see ref number 16 right there. He's watching the whole thing happen. No whistle. They just kind of let it go.
Zoom out. And the foul totals across the series were nearly identical. Game 4 wasn't bias. It was balance. Indiana attacked, Vegas settled. The Aces didn't lose because of refs. They lost because Indiana punished mismatches, forced rotations, and made them defend every inch. At Hammond's meltdown timeout, and Vegas literally handed Indiana extra points.
Megan had 4.
What? Oh my God. That's interesting. That's what I was looking at. But we'll do better. We got to play better defense.
By interesting, do you mean that shit?
Yeah. I can't say that because I got a brand to protect. But
You say it, I have no brand.
yeah, it's interesting. But we'll be better.
Strip away the excuses, and it's clear. The Aces weren't victims of conspiracy. They were bullied in the paint, beaten on the boards, and outworked by a team missing half its roster. Wilson's special whistle rant? Hollow. Indiana didn't get lucky. They finally played special basketball.
What do you think of the job Aaliyah's been doing this series?
I mean, she's a force in the paint, and we wouldn't have won last night's game, any of our games without her. So I'm proud of her ability to be consistent and continuing to impact the game, not only offensively, but her ability to impact Asia's game defensively has been huge for us this series.
Lexie Hull didn't hold back. She put the spotlight exactly where it belonged, on Aaliyah Boston. Wilson's 31 points looked good on paper, but Boston made every single one a grind. On the other end, Boston hammered Vegas with 24 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's not just defense. That's domination.
Hull getting back to Young. Young, 3 to shoot, bounces. Lloyd gets swallowed up by Boston.
Analysts had to admit it. Boston's two-way presence was historic. Bone-crushing screens, punishing finishes, rim protection, all without losing composure. Indiana hasn't seen a force like this since Tamika Catchings. When your young center makes the reigning MVP claw for every crumb, you got something special.
Coming off the on ball, getting her feet set. 2-point game. Boston center of the lane. Finishes plus the foul. Oh.
And then there was Kelsey Mitchell. Electric. 25 points. Every shot sharper than the last. When the game tightened, she buried clutch free throws as MVP chants shook Gainbridge. A once-overlooked star, now crowned by her city. It wasn't just scoring. It was vindication.
Mitchell dances, takes, and connects with Lloyd coming in. Backdoor, Mitchell lays it in on a beautiful delivery from Boston, plus the foul.
And her ability to contest.
Mitchell burying the three. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell able to hit.
Of it.
Mitchell stops and hits. And this thing today, Mitchell splits the D.
Lexie Hull wasn't supposed to be logging heavy minutes, especially after taking a brutal hit earlier in the series. But sore back or not, she became Indiana's defensive engine, hounding Jackie Young, grabbing 7 rebounds for steals and throwing herself into every scrap. Her box score doesn't tell the story. Her toughness does.
In fewer games as Hull knocks it away and it stays inbound.
That's the second time that Hull has saved the layup with her weak side help defense.
Shea Petty in off the bench. Stephanie White liked the way she battled in game 3. Boston gives it up. Mitchell with Wilson switched on her. Now Young gets back. Hull connects. Out of 3.
Odyssey Sims delivered the redemption arc of the night. After a nightmare Game 3, she roared back with 18 points on 6 of 9 shooting. Her drives tore Vegas apart, freeing Boston and Mitchell to shine. That's what a bounce back looks like.
Yeah, Odyssey, obviously you were 0-for-7 on Friday. Just what did you do in these 2 days to kind of have a kind of bounce back, or what mindset were you coming into this game?
Just leave that game where it is. It's the past. Focus on today. Just didn't change my mindset. Didn't change anything besides just being more aggressive, making sure we got to beat the ball. I mean, nobody can stop her down there. Loved her aggression today. Want to carry it over on Tuesday, keep it going so we can get to the finals.
And don't forget veteran Shea Petty. Just 7 points and 2 steals, but her calm kept Indiana steady. When Vegas tried to rattle them, Petty was the anchor. Piece by piece, the Fever showed "We Over Me" wasn't just Boston's mantra. It was their foundation.
It's awesome. I mean, you've seen, obviously, our fan base grow, but there's fans that have been here the whole time. There's players. I mean, Kelsey's been here forever, her whole career. So to be able to kind of be in this moment and appreciate where we've come and where we're continuing to go, this is the best time to be in the Fever franchise.
Now it all comes down to one game. Winner goes to the finals. Loser goes home. Michelob Ultra Arena will be loud, hostile, and unforgiving. But Indiana knows what's at stake. Their first finals berth in a decade. A franchise once stuck at the bottom now stands 40 minutes from rewriting its history.
The biggest thing for us is again, like we've been through everything. So being in these types of situations isn't new to us. It's when we've been at our best, and we've got to continue to be. This group really just rallies around one another. The desperation and the urgency that we play with when we're in those positions has been exactly what we need, and we've just got to bottle that up and take it with us. I mean, it's a one-game season right now, and we got to carry it all over.
Vegas won't roll over. Wilson just became the youngest to hit 1,000 playoff points, and she'll come hunting early in Game 5. But Indiana already has a blueprint. Boston's dominance, Mitchell's scoring, Sims' drives, and Hull's grit. If they repeat that formula, the Aces will have nowhere to hide.
Game away from the finals. where you came from, in August when people were going down with injuries. I mean, how do you wrap your head around that, knowing that there's still work to be done?
Yeah, honestly, for me, all the credit has to go to God. Seriously, I mean, just thinking about where we are right now, just like you said, we lost people to injuries, and no one stepped down, no one dropped their heads. But I think Steph and the entire staff just did a great job of us telling us, like, listen, it doesn't matter who's in this locker room; it's about who's in here, and we're going to do everything we can to be successful. And we just kept working.
Game 5 will be decided by execution. Boston versus Wilson is the heavyweight duel, but Mitchell's ability to handle traps could swing the game. Hull's defense on Young might tilt key possessions. As Stephanie White put it, our desperation has become our identity. Vegas is pride. Indiana has belief. And belief can be enough.
I think for me, this from day one has just been a really special group. We've hit a lot of adversity collectively. I had some tough stuff that I was going through personally, and this group would just rallied around me, rally around each other, and truly do live the mantra of we over me. And it's just been a really, really special group. You don't always get these opportunities to coach groups like this, at the professional level, especially. And I think because they're who they are as human beings, it allows us to continue to put one foot in front of the other.
The Indiana Fever aren't just surviving. They're redefining what it means to compete. Missing Caitlin Clark, limping through injuries, and written off by everyone, they fought back with heart. Boston anchored. Mitchell closed. Hull battled. Sims redeemed. Petty steadied. And now, one game decides everything. No matter the outcome, one thing is clear. This isn't the same old Fever. This is a team that thrives on doubt, feeds on pressure, and just shifted the balance of power.